Hello students, in this session we shall be looking at performance appraisal. The agenda for the session is going to be meaning of performance appraisal, objectives of performance appraisal and stages of performance appraisal. Many educationists, researchers as well as people from the field of management has provided several definitions of performance appraisal. Let us see one such definition of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is the process by which an employee's contribution to the organization during a specified period of time is assessed. Have a look at the words which are underlined. Let us see the significance of these words in the definition. The use of the word process indicates that performance appraisal is a continuous activity. It is an activity which needs to be done at regular intervals. The use of the word contribution indicates that performance appraisal involves assessing an individual's contribution to the organization which may go beyond his regular tasks and responsibilities. The organization here could mean a school, it could mean a financial organization, it could mean any business organization. The word period of time is used to indicate that performance appraisal should be done regularly. It may be done every 3 months or 6 months or yearly, as it is mostly seen in most of the organizations. The use of the word assessed indicates that the performance of the individual needs to be looked at from all aspects. It may be with respect to the conduct of the employee, it may be with respect to the task that he has been assigned or the responsibilities that an individual has taken up in an organization. Let us now see another definition of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is said to be net effect of a person's effort as modified by his abilities and traits and by his role perception. This definition indicates that how a person perceives his job, how a person understands his task and responsibility, the person performs accordingly. Besides having to just perform the task, it also involves the efforts put by an individual to become more effective and efficient. Let us now see another definition of performance appraisal. Performance in a given situation can be viewed as resulting from the interrelationships between effort, abilities, task, or role perceptions. For example, a teacher who is employed in an institution would have the necessary competence to teach a subject. For example, let us take a subject of mathematics. The teacher also puts in efforts and ensures how she could teach in more effective way, how she can make her teaching more interactive, and how she can ensure that the students are more interested and develop more interest in the subject. This goes beyond her mere perception of the role of that of a teacher. So she takes efforts to ensure that the learners are interested in the topic, in the subject that she is dealing with. Let's try to explore some more definitions of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is the process of determining and communicating to an employee how he is performing the job. A very significant point which is put forward by this definition is that once performance appraisal is done, feedback to the employee is of utmost importance. Unless and until the employee is told about his performance, communicated about his effectiveness or ineffectiveness, there will not be any improvement with respect to his performance. Performance feedback lets employees know how well they have performed in comparison with the standards of the organization. Deliberate on the words which have been underlined. The words indicate that the employees need to be told, they need to compare their performance with the standards that have been set by the organization. This will enable the employee to take a realistic view of his or her own work in an organization. Edwin Filippo has mentioned that performance appraisal is a systematic, periodic, and impartial rating on an employee's excellence in matters pertaining to his present job and to his potentialities for a better job. This definition also highlights what the other earlier definitions have gone on to say. Let us see another very comprehensive definition of performance appraisal. Performance appraisal is a process of evaluating the performance and qualification of the employee in terms of requirements of the job for which he is employed for the purpose of administration, including placement, selection for promotions, providing financial rewards and other actions which require differential treatment among the members of a group as distinguished from actions affecting all members equally. This comprehensive definition also brings forth the objectives of conducting a performance appraisal, which may range from assessing why that employee has been selected, why that employee has been recruited, whether the work done by the employee matches with the goals of the institution, whether the employee deserves promotion, or whether the employee should be demoted, or whether the employee should be provided some constructive criticism about his work that he is doing in the organization. And all this needs to be aligned with the goals of the organization. Let's have a look at this slide. Performance appraisal should be done in order to provide a constructive criticism about an individual's work. Performance appraisal is not done to put down a person or change a person completely as per the whims and fancies of the boss or any superior in the organization. Performance appraisal should ensure that there is high professional accountability, helping the individual realize what his work is, how he is doing that work, and improve his efficiency as well as his effectiveness. Let us now see the objectives of performance appraisal. Let us see the objectives of performance appraisal. One of the most significant objectives of performance appraisal is promotion. Performance appraisal helps the supervisors to chalk out the promotion programs for efficient employees. In this regard, inefficient workers can be dismissed or demoted in case. The second significant objective of performance appraisal is compensation. Performance appraisal helps in chalking out compensation packages for employees. Through merit rating, it is possible to conduct the performance appraisal of the employees. Compensation packages, which may include bonus, high salary, extra benefits, allowances, and prerequisites, are dependent on performance appraisal. The criteria should be merit rather than seniority. Employees' development is another objective of performance appraisal. The systematic procedure of performance appraisal helps the supervisors to frame training policies and programs. It helps to analyze strengths and weaknesses of employees so that new jobs can be designed for efficient employees. It also helps in framing future development programs. Selection validation. Performance appraisal helps the supervisors to understand the validity and importance of the selection procedure. The supervisors come to know the validity and hereby the strengths and weakness of selection procedure. Future changes in selection methods can be made in this regard. For example, while employing teachers in school, it is essential to check their content knowledge with respect to the subject for which they are being employed. Poor content knowledge can have an impact on the performance of the teachers in the future. Communication. For an organization, effective communication between employees and employers is very important. Through performance appraisal, communication can be sought for in the following ways. The employers can understand and accept the skills of the subordinates. The subordinates can also understand and create a trust and confidence in superiors. It also helps in maintaining cordial relations between the employer and the employees. At the same time, performance appraisal can be an excellent motivational tool. By evaluating performance of the employees, a person's efficiency can be determined if the targets are achieved. This motivates the person to do a better job and helps her to improve her performance in the future. The employers are in a position to guide the employees for a better performance. Let us then look at this slide. Performance appraisal should not be misused by the employer. In fact, performance appraisal should be done with clear-cut objectives in mind. Performance appraisal should be done to maintain records in order to determine salary, compensation packages, raises, etc. It should be done to identify the strengths and weaknesses of employees to place the right person on the right job. It should be done to maintain and assess the potential present in a person for further growth and development. It should provide a feedback to employees regarding their performance and related status. Performance appraisal should enable the employer to provide a feedback to employees regarding their performance, and also it should be the basis for influencing work habits of the employees. It should help to review and retain promotional and other training packages. Have a look at this cartoon strip. Look at what the employee is saying with respect to the goals. The goals of the employee need to be in alignment with the goals of the organization. Performance appraisal helps us to assess this. As we have seen the meaning of performance appraisal and the objectives of performance appraisal, it is essential to understand how performance appraisal should be conducted. We have now realized that performance appraisal has to be a meticulous activity, and hence it needs to be done in a meticulous way. The employer plays a very significant role. Let's have a look at the role that an employer plays during performance appraisal. In performance appraisal, the employer, or it could be the manager, who sets the goals. The manager has to guide the employee through the goals so that the employee is very clear with respect to the task or the work that he has to do. The employee works towards the goals and occasionally also takes guidance from the manager and the co-workers. The work done by the employee is reviewed by the manager with respect to the goals that were set for the employee. And then at that junction, it is seen whether the employee outcome has been appropriate or no. Now, this entire process of performance appraisal starts with setting of the goal. But the entire process starts with the manager having an eye on the goals of the organization. The process of performance appraisal goes through 6 different steps. Let's have a look at these 6 steps of performance appraisal. Look at this slide. The 6 steps are highlighted as setting up of performance standards, communicating the standards to the employee. The 3rd step involves measuring actual performance, for which the employer may use varied measures. The step 4 is comparison of performance with the standards that are set. Step 5 would involve providing a constructive review and discussing the same with the employee, also helping the individual during the time that he or she is performing the task. And the final step would be the final review and the corrective action that the individual needs to take in order to enhance his performance and meet the performance standards that were specified earlier. The first step, establish performance standards. The appraisal process begins with the establishment of performance standards. In this step, the manager must determine what outputs, accomplishments, and skills will be evaluated. The standards should be evolved out of the job analysis and job descriptions given to the employee. These performance standards should also be clear and objective to be understood as well as to be measured. Standards should not be expressed in an articulated or vague manner such as do a good job or a full day's work, as these phrases are vague and guide the employee with nothing. For example, when a teacher is employed in a school, the principal asks her to do good teaching. But then, what is involved in good teaching? What is actually expected of the teacher? Does good teaching mean maintaining discipline in the classroom, or does good teaching mean completing the portion on time, or does good teaching mean having activities in the classroom? Now these norms could be understood differently by different individuals. Hence, the principal needs to specify what is meant by good teaching. This will enable the teacher to plan her day's work, plan her work according to the outcomes that has been specified to her. Also, the teacher will know what she is going to be evaluated on and hence will work accordingly. By being very specific, by being very precise and concise, the principal in advance conveys to the teacher the points on which she is going to be assessed. The second step of performance appraisal is communicate performance expectations to employees. Once the performance standards are established, these need to be communicated to the respective employees so that they know what is expected of them. Experience indicates that not communicating standards to the employees compounds the appraisal problem. It must be noted here that mere transference of information from the manager to the employees is not communication. It becomes communication only when transference of information has taken place and has been received and understood by the employees. The feedback from the employees on the standards communicated to them must be obtained. If required, the standards may be modified or revised in the light of feedback obtained from the employees. It is important to note that communication should be two-way at this particular junction. For example, when a teacher is employed in a school, the principal must brief the teacher with respect to the different tasks that a teacher has to do in the school. Besides teaching, the teacher will also be involved in evaluation. The teacher will also be involved in managing several events in the school. The teacher also would be assisting the school with administrative work. Many a times, when this is not communicated to the teacher may not realize the rest of the duties that she has to undertake. All these duties, besides teaching, are an integral part of a teacher's work in school. Clearing the doubts of the teachers, answering to the teacher's queries with respect to the work that they have to do is an essential part of communication. Communication should not just be one way. Principal, through her communication with the teacher, must indicate that all the tasks that the teacher needs to perform is of extreme importance and essential in her growth. This would enable the teacher to realize what are the different tasks that she has to do, and for some reason, if she is not competent enough or does not have the skill to do those tasks, she can always upgrade herself. Let us look at the third step of performance appraisal. The third step of performance appraisal is measuring the actual performance. At this junction, the actual performance of the employee is measured on the basis of the information available from various sources such as personal observation, reports, oral reports, written reports. Needless to mention, the evaluator's feelings should not influence the performance measurement of the employee. Measurement should be objective. It should be based on facts and findings. This is because what we measure is more critical and important to the performance appraisal process than how we measure. For example, when a teacher's performance appraisal is being done, the performance appraisal of her teaching should be done on the basis of actual observation rather than on the basis of the marks scored by the students. At times, the students may score poorly in a subject which may be due to a difficult content that they wouldn't have mastered. But that would not really be resultant of the teacher's teaching in the classroom. Doing on-the-spot observation, a detailed observation of a teacher's teaching skill would enable the principal to give the right kind of feedback to the teacher. The fourth step of performance appraisal is comparing the actual performance with the standards. In this, comparison is made between the performance that has been communicated with respect to the predetermined goals and the predetermined standards. Whatever has been communicated has to be compared with the actual performance of the individual. The comparison needs to be objective and should be done with the view of providing constructive feedback to the employee. For example, a teacher has been communicated that effective teaching must involve interactive classroom activities. Now, on doing an observation of the teacher's class, not just once but several times, the principal notes that the teaching is more teacher-dominated as compared to being learner-centered. Now, the observation that is done may be communicated to the teacher, and the teacher could be encouraged to enhance her teaching and include a number of learner-centered activities. The teacher needs to be given time as well as guidance as to how she can incorporate this in her future teaching. The fifth step is to discuss the appraisal with the employee. This is one of the most challenging steps of performance appraisal, as at this junction, the employer needs to communicate the outcome of performance appraisal with the employee. It is essential to ensure that accurate appraisal of the employee is communicated to them. The appraisal needs to be constructive in nature and should enable the person to take up corrective actions in future. A discussion on appraisal enables the employees to know their strengths and their weaknesses. This will have a tremendous impact on their future performance. The impact may be positive or negative depending upon how the appraisal is presented and discussed with the employees. While discussing the performance of a teacher, the principal must first highlight the strengths of the teacher's teaching and then put forth the weaknesses of the teacher. For example, while observing a class, the principal realizes that the teacher does not provide reinforcement to the students. This can demotivate the students. But at the same time, the teacher conducts the class in a very systematic and meticulous manner. So, while communicating to the teacher, the principal must first highlight the strength of the teacher, that is, her conduction of the entire lesson in a systematic way, and at a later junction, gently encourage the teacher to be more generous with her reinforcement, which in turn would be motivating for her students. By putting forth the appraisal in a more positive manner, it would tend to have a positive impact on the employee. This would encourage the employee to up her performance, to do better, and to keep in mind the pointers given to her by the employer. Any appraisal could always have a positive impact or negative impact. It is essential for a manager in an organization or an educational manager in an educational institution to ensure that performance appraisal always has a positive impact on the employee. The sixth step of performance appraisal is initiating corrective action. Now, it is essential to note here that there could be different kinds of areas of improvement. Some areas which would require immediate attention and some areas would take some time for improvement to take place. At times also, there could be areas which could be identified as symptoms, and hence preventive or corrective actions need to be provided for these symptoms. At times, the areas could involve complex performance, and hence the areas of improvement which involves complex performance may take some time for improvement. Also, it may involve extensive training, counseling as well as coaching. Hence, corrective action could be immediate or it could take some time for implementation. For example, On observing a teacher's lesson, it has been realized that the teacher is not really generous with her reinforcement. Moreover, she is not able to establish a rapport with the children. This requires some kind of immediate attention from the part of the teacher. For this, the teacher needs to be told about what she needs to do in order to improvise or have a better rapport with the students. On other hand, it could also be seen that the teacher does not have cordial relations with the other members of the school. This might require counseling and coaching on the part of the principal, which would enable the teacher to improvise her relations with the other members of the school and work in a team. Hence, corrective action can be initiated by the principal in consultation with the teacher. The teacher along with the principal can take a decision with respect to what needs to be done in order to enhance one's performance. Many a times, performance appraisal fails. This usually happens when the employer does not take performance appraisal seriously, or the employer is not clear about the appraisal skills that he needs to have in order to appraise the employee. Performance appraisal also requires the management or the employer to be thoroughly prepared and clear with respect to the goals of the organization, which can then be matched with the goals or the outcomes that is shown by the employee. At the end of performance appraisal, there needs to have some kind of reward which would actually motivate the employee to perform better. Also, at times, the employer may lack information about the individual and may just do performance appraisal based on incomplete or insufficient information. Performance appraisal, if conducted thoroughly, but if not communicated correctly to the employee, could be a failure. Performance appraisal should be a continuous process. Also, performance appraisal should provide ongoing feedback to the employee. The employee needs to know at varied junctions as to what he or she can do in order to improvise himself. The objective of performance appraisal should not be to put down a person unnecessarily. The employer needs to be honest or sincere with the process of performance appraisal. At the same time, while giving feedback and communicating to the employee, the language used should be clear. There has to be a clear-cut distinction between good performance and bad performance, or effective performance and ineffective performance. This distinction will enable the employee to understand or to categorize himself into which category he falls and what he needs to do in order to up his performance. Have a look at this cartoon strip. The objective of performance appraisal is not to criticize a person, but the objective is to provide constructive criticism. The criticism should enable the individual to work constructively on his strengths and weaknesses. That is, to strengthen his strength and eliminate his weaknesses as much as possible. With this, we have come to an end of the topic of performance appraisal, where we have seen the meaning of performance appraisal, the objectives and the steps involved in performance appraisal. Thank you.